welcome to Assembly Audible. I'm your host, multimedia editor Jennifer Pierce. Today we're recording from the Music City Center in Nashville, Tennessee, and I am joined by Dhruv Patel, a member of Flagship First Robotics. Dhruv, welcome to the show.
It's nice to be here.
Absolutely. So to start with, set the stage and tell our listeners about the First Robotics program and how do you think it benefits participants?
So the first robotics program, I'm going to start off with the word first. It itself is an acronym, and it stands for Inspiration and Recognition of Science and Technology. So it's an organization, and they have kind of three main levels. So the first one is called First Lego League. So that's where we make robots out of Lego parts. And then a tier above it is First Tech Challenge. So there you start to get in some of the 3D printing and metal work. And then the third level, which is the one I'm participating in, is First Robotics Competition. So that's where you build a large-scale robot. And each year, first, the organization, they give out like a new challenge in January. So for example, last year we had like orange foam rings that we had to pick up. And we had to score them in like this chute to get more points. This year we have like PVC pipes that we have to place places to get points, etc. So each year it's a new challenge, and you have to build your robot from scratch essentially. Mm-hmm. And you have to do it within about 6 weeks, which is what we call the build season.
Okay.
So that the way it first benefits students is it's a very nice entryway into STEM and just engineering in general, because you have so many different disciplines in just first itself. Like for example, on my team, we have. And a bunch of other teams have this as well. So we have a mechanical team, we have a programming team, we have an electrical team, and we have a business team. So our mechanical team, which is what I'm on, we do a lot of our parts fabrication and assembly. And then the programming team, they code our robot. The electrical team, they wire all of our components together. And then last but not least, the business team, they actually do a lot of outreach. There's even some graphic design in there. Team organization stuff, and they also bring in our sponsors that we use to get funding for materials and stuff.
That's awesome. Yeah. Well, it must be an exciting time to be on, well, at least for me, I guess. It would be an exciting time to be on the business team with ChatGPT and all of the tools you can use for generating content and stuff, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
So ChatGPT, it's a great tool. So our business team uses it. So, our coding team also uses it itself.
Oh, okay.
So our coding, they actually use Copilot, which is kind of like ChatGPT. It's a generative AI itself. And we use it to just like look at our code, see maybe fill in some gaps, stuff like that. And ChatGPT, it can also be used in other aspects like electrical and mechanical as well, because we like some questions that we could be able to ask it, or like say on the mechanical side, it could be, hey, what are the load bearing capabilities of like carbon fiber? Say like you have a carbon fiber sheet that's X amount, like X inches thick. What applications does that have? What kind of load bearing capacities? Or say if you're on the electrical team, you could be like, hey, I have like say this X electrical component. What are some ways I could wire it or hook it up to another Y electrical component?
Interesting. Okay. Well, I wasn't expecting to talk about AI, but thank you for elaborating on that. One of my questions for you before we sat down is, do high school students have a specialty or an area of expertise? And you said yes, and I'm curious as to how high school students know or decide that, and what is your area of expertise or specialty?
Yeah, so not all high school students will leave the team with a specialty, but one thing is for certain is that they'll leave with a better idea of what they want to do than when they first joined the team. So when I joined the team, I was on actually between the business team and the mechanical team. And the mechanical team, it's just like I was attracted to it. So that's just what I ended up doing. And first few years through high school, Like some members on the team, they kind of just like explore. They might go through different of the sub teams and see what they like. Generally, by their junior or senior year, the third and fourth year on the team, they'll have a pretty good idea of what they want to do, whether it be like programming, electrical, business, or mechanical. As I said, I'm mechanical, and something specific in mechanical that really drew me was just manufacturing, automation, like especially with CNC and 3D printers. That's just something that I was like really drawn to.
Well, what do you like about manufacturing specifically?
Something like the biggest thing that what drew me to manufacturing is first you start with like a model, like an idea that you want, and then you use a computer. You use something called a CAD, which stands for computer aided design. You like kind of model what it would look like if it was in the real world inside of a computer, and you have to do a lot of thinking with that. And then once that's done, you decide, okay, based on what material you want, you're either going to take it to the 3D printer, or you might, some teams might injection mold parts out of plastic. And we use CNC as well. So you would go there, you would set everything up, and you watch it until the part finishes. And then once the part is done, holding that part, for me personally, that just gives a level of satisfaction like no
Right.
other.
Yeah.
Like all the work and thought that I put into with the CAD, looking at the part and seeing, having it in my hands, that feeling of joy that I get from holding that part that I worked on is just, it's great.
That's awesome. Well, you're such an inspiration. So, in your opinion, what are some of the coolest technological advancements in manufacturing and automation?
So one thing that I'm really interested in that I've discovered recently is something called rapid liquid printing. So it's kind of like a 3D printer, except you basically 3D print your part in space. So what it is you have this enclosed area, and it's filled with this gel type of material.
Right.
And you have this really long nozzle that'll go in, and it'll start laying material, but you can lay it wherever you want, and the gel will hold its place for the material.
It sounds a little bit like a metal casting.
Yeah, kind of.
How is it different than a metal casting?
So, obviously, the biggest difference that I am aware of right now is obviously the materials.
Right.
So with metal casting, you have metal.
Yeah.
So with that, one thing you have to worry about is how metal interacts with itself. So what temperatures, like what kind of friction that might occur, what kind of heat that you might expel from dealing with metal. With the rapid liquid printing, what you could do is just have a chemical that is naturally liquid at room temperature, and then once you say expose it to UV light or something, that would harden. Something like a UV hardening resin. It would be an example, and it's just the variety of materials and the parameters that you have to deal with, I would say, is the biggest difference between the two.
Interesting. Is there anything else comes to mind in terms of things you're interested in or you think are cool?
Another thing I think are cool, and I've seen at the assembly show, is just all the robotic arms.
Yeah.
Just seeing them in action, it's, I don't know, it's so mesmerizing seeing all the robotic arms in action. To me, watching the robotic arms function and with the precision that they have, to me that feels like art to me. That is an engineer's version of art.
Yeah.
That I am passionate about.
Yeah, I can certainly tell you're passionate about what you do and that you definitely have a bright future. So to close with, how do you think manufacturers can attract more students to the industry?
The biggest way that I was attracted to the industry is through the sponsors that had sponsored our team. So I know Bechtel is a company that sponsors a lot of robotics team. So we're based out of Knoxville, and a company that is close to us is Oak Ridge National Labs.
Oh, I've heard of them. Yeah.
Yeah, they're a great place.
Yeah.
And So I got interested in them, and I was like, "Oh, it's a national lab." I just looked them up, and as I saw more and more, I got more interested in what type of stuff they were doing. And I saw they also have a manufacturing sector, and that they're doing their own research, and that was something that I was just drawn to. Another way would be something like just maybe camps, because one thing I know that a bunch of companies do, they partner with local colleges. And something that would be applicable to me is that they could hold a camp for, like, say, machining in CNC. So I know in Knoxville there are a couple colleges. What they do, they partner with companies and they offer a CNC machining course. That would be a great introduction to get familiar with different companies and get an introduction to the manufacturing industry.
Absolutely. Well, Dhruv, thank you so much for your time today. You guys always impress me with your passion and just your knowledge for the industry at such a young age. So thank you so much for sharing on the
problem.
podcast.
Thank you for having me.
Absolutely. Until next time, I'm Jennifer Pierce signing off for today. Thanks for listening.